got a problem. I can't land at HQ, a riot's broken out. Boss says to drop you at your apartment.
I could use a shower.
You'll have to make it quick. He's on his way to meet you.
Mr. Jensen, we've been expecting you. Mr. Sarif went to your apartment. He's not very happy about something. A riot like this can't be good for business, but I'm sure he'll fill you in.
Everything's quiet here, Mr. Jensen. Nothing to worry about. Last I heard, headquarters was under control too. At least inside, anyway. No way to get in there until the mob is cleared, though.
Mr. Jensen, sure is good to see you. Mr. Sarif assigned us to watch the building. Lots of Sarif employees here. Just want to make sure there's no trouble.
Hey, Mr. Jensen, what a night, huh? I made the round. Some punks tried to tag the building, but no major damage. Figures that I would take over the night shift in this happens. Hope Sherry got home okay, though.
You can add Humanity Front to that list because they're the ones with their evil...
Hey, Adam. Glad you could join us, although there's not much going on here. The rest of the team is at headquarters. They've locked it in so that no one can get in and cause trouble.
Welcome home, Mr. Jensen. You have new messages.
Apparently that's not all I have. Make yourself at home, boss.
It's a fucking mess out there, Adam. You seen the news? Picus is telling everyone we're breeding super soldiers. Taggart's at the convention center right now, urging the UN to investigate.
Is it true?
Of course not.
Except for the Typhoon, right? And a few of those defense contracts.
What?
Oh, and let's not forget the fact that Megan's team was kidnapped right before her research went public. How do you explain that one, boss?
I wanted people to see that research. Megan was on the brink of something historic. Something that would have catapulted this company to the top of the Fortune 500. Her kidnappers knew it. They knew exactly where her research would take us. And they refused to let anyone else have that much power.
Anyone else? Eliza was right. You do know more than you've told me.
I suspected. But these people? They're like ghosts. Always in the shadows. Always hiding behind lies and proxies.
Who are they?
Well, a name won't mean much. They'll use whatever one suits their interests. Sometimes it's the Masons. sometimes the Bilderberg Group. They've had a finger in every corporation, organization, or government initiative that's defined modern society.
You're talking about the Illuminati?
It's no joke. They're organized and they operate over and above society.
You're serious? So why would the Illuminati kidnap Megan's team?
I already told you. Megan found a way to make augmentation safer for all of us, so we can all become like you.
Like me?
Like... you are. More than human. We've got to get him back, Adam.
You said Taggart is speaking at the convention center right now?
Bitch even sent me an invite.
His aide, Sandoval, is neck deep in this.
I don't know where Sandoval is, but Taggart will. Adam, you've got to handle this delicately. We don't know Taggart is involved, and we can't afford another punch in the face. I'm trusting you with this one.
Re-establishing security. See you soon, Mr. Jensen.
Jensen! You asshole! You cost me my job!
Slow down. What happened?
What happened? They found out I let you into the morgue. That's what happened. They canned me.
Wayne, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve any of this.
Damn right I didn't. That's the second time you screwed me over.
I know. And I want to make it up to you for everything you've been through. Sarif Industries lost a lot of good people in the last 6 months, and we could use someone like you.
Oh, really? You're not saying that just to say it.
Talk to HR. Tell them I recommend you. Corporate security pays more than being a cop, and you won't be stuck behind a desk.
Jeez, yeah. Okay. I need the work, but this better be on the level.
It is. None of this is your fault, so let me make it right.
Yeah. I should sit down, you know? It's been a long week, and then all this crap, but thanks. I mean it.
The footage sparking the riots appears to show scientists performing crude torture.
Thank God Mr. Sarif sent some of his security here to watch the building. I'd go up to my apartment, but I actually feel safer down here.
I don't know how it happened. One second it was a peaceful demonstration near the limb clinic. The next, people are running towards Sarif Plaza grabbing anything they could. This is another black eye for our city.
On maintaining a safe environment.
Hey, listen, about earlier, I'm sorry I was steamed, you know? I really appreciate this chance, Adam.
They will find nothing but order, progress.
Looks like Detroit is burning once again. These people are just looking for any reason to go on a rampage.
God, they should call in the National Guard or something. This is a state of emergency.
Thank God I made it here before the riots started. I wouldn't want to be out on the streets right now.
Cities this evening after viewing controversial satellite
And you'll give me a nice excuse to mess you up.
The city's in flames and your whack-ass coppers are arresting taggers? No wonder this city's all fucked up.
Just because there's a riot doesn't mean it's suddenly legal to start spraying your gang signs all over the city. Damn eyesore if you ask me.
Shouldn't you be guarding the morgue? I heard it's nice, easy access over the precinct.
Keep pushing me, punk. You'll see what happens.
Yo, mind your own business, man. I ain't got no beef with you.
Step away from this area, please. Can't you see there's an arrest in progress?
I blame this all on that bastard Taggart. Who the hell plans a firebrand speech like that in this city when we all know it's ready to blow? If I didn't know any better, I'd swear this is what he had planned.
We've been kept down long enough. Sarif, Taggart, they just want to control us,
What'd
man.
they do?
I ain't no
Just
sheep,
take
you
it
get
easy.
me?
It'll all be
Lazarus
over
says we
soon.
gotta be heard. Well, they're gonna hear this.
What the hell are you supposed to be?
Let me go!
Are you one of those super soldiers or something?
I had nothing to do with this. I swear.
Move it along, sir.
I'm
Do not stay in the
innocent.
streets.
You're
I know you can
nothing
handle
but a bunch
yourself,
of
but there's no
oglovers.
reason to provoke these people.
This is police brutality!
You and I are not gonna
Fight
be
the
friends.
power!
Take a walk, you bucket of bolts.
You've got no right! Walk away, Og. We Natchez are finally
What'd
fighting
they do?
back. Not everyone is taken in by fancy machines and shit. We know it's all about control, Hanser. You've got no right!
Wow, the whole city's going nuts. No wonder the cops are bashing in heads.
How can any sane people do this? They're out of control.
Never witnessed a mob before. It was so scary.
Did you see what the cops did? They just stormed in and started hitting people. What happened to protect and serve?
Get back here! Leave me alone, Nick! That's it! Easy, man! Easy! I saw you throw that fireball, you little shit! Wasn't me, man! You stay right there until the wagon gets here.
Don't blame this all on that bastard Taggart. Who the hell plans a firebrand speech like that in this city when we all know it's ready to blow?
I blame Bill Taggart and his crew, stirring up all sorts of emotions. It's a shame. They come to town all high and mighty, turning decent people against each other.
How can any sane people do this? They're out of control.
Unless this is an emergency, I suggest you keep moving. Go home, sir. You can't help here.
Sorry, but we've diverted all the trams. There are no more coming to this station. But how am I supposed to get home? Best thing to do is get outside the downtown area and catch a tram there.
But it's dangerous out there. The rioters are breaking windows and looting.
Can you at least tell us what lines are operating so we know what station to go to?
I'll try to find out for you.
Unless this is an emergency, I suggest you keep moving.
God, they should call in the National Guard or something.
I don't know how it happened. One second it was a peaceful demonstration near the limb clinic. The next, people are running towards Sarif Plaza grabbing anything they could.
Downtown is a war zone. The cops are doing what they can, but the precinct station is closed.
I'd be careful if I were you. I've heard the protesters are totally out of control.
They think Sarif is breeding super soldiers or something.
There are massive riots going on. Apparently David Sarif is building some sort of super army.
Jensen, pal, you shouldn't be out here. How'd you get out of that Sarif building anyway? There's no foot access to that place. It's sealed off. You'd have to fly in or something. Just get off the streets if you can, buddy. They'll tear you apart if they get the chance.
They tripped me from behind and stripped me of my purse.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, but they refused to stick around to wait for you guys. They were scared for their safety. Maybe if you had come sooner.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but most of the squad has been assigned to subdue the rioters.
It seems like all I'm hearing from police these days are sorries.
Do you have anything else to report, ma'am?
No, thank you. I'm fine. I'm gonna wait for my sister to come pick me up. Meanwhile, I'll lament about the end of the civilized world as we know it. I blame Bill Taggart and his crew, stirring up all sorts of emotions. It's a shame.
What is it, sir? There's a riot raging and I'm in the middle of taking this lady's statement. Unless there's an emergency, I suggest you move along.
I can tell by the way you look. You and I are not gonna be friends.
Please, I know nothing. Nothing, I said. Leave me alone.
This is not a good time to talk to anyone from DPD, sir. We have our hands full with this riot.
I thought the police overreacted.
Yeah. As soon as that one guy threw the rock, cops broke their perimeter and charged in.
Why don't you send a couple of guys to find the couple instead of plowing through the crowd?
That's what I was thinking. It just made the situation worse.
They're rioting because of some news reports about experiments on live soldiers. These days, it wouldn't surprise me if the stories are true.
Damn cops! On the streets with their strong-arm tactics. I saw a bunch of them beating on a poor guy. Brutal.
I thought the police were way too brutal. Those are orders from higher up.
Listen, I probably don't know any more about this than you do. I heard something about a riot down at Sarif Industries, according to the news.
I don't know how it started, but I'll bet William Taggart's speech sparked it. There's something about him I don't like.
Looks like Detroit is burning once again. These people are just looking for any reason to go on a rampage.
What a night.
Jesus Christ, this isn't happening.
Pretty crazy times, huh? Hopefully the worst is over.
Did you manage to see anything?
This is insane.
Did you see the guy throw the rock? What a scene.
Streets are under control. There's still some cleanup to do at Sarif Plaza. You're Sarif security, right? Well, there's no way you're going to the front of that building.
You fucking augmented pigs!
Keep your distance, sir. Don't make me arrest you, too.
How much is Sarif paying you?
Does Lim give you a discount on neuroxine?
Detroit's finest are a bunch of drug addicts! Arrested innocent civilians for expressing themselves. Seek justice, man!
Go tell the owner of the store whose windows you smashed that you're innocent.
Fuck you! Just because you abuse your body doesn't mean you can abuse my rights.
Unless this is an emergency, I suggest you keep moving. Sir, why are you out on the streets? You only incite these people to more violence. I should take you in, damn idiot.
What's your pleasure, friend? See you soon.
Jensen, Sarif had me hack the convention center security logs for you. Sandoval signed out. He isn't there.
Taggart will know where he went.
You really think he'll tell you in the middle of a riot? In front of all the media?
He will if I ask real nice.
Well, if that doesn't work, he also has a dressing room backstage. Seems to me a man like Taggart must keep close track of his employees. Speaking of which, I also backtraced that breach in our own firewall. The one Sarif opened but forgot to tell us about?
The one he was using right before he hired me. Right.
Looks like our boss was being chatty with a private detective named Brent Radford. He lives on Earl's Court, in case you want to get chatty with him too.
Sir, why are you out on the streets? You'll only incite these people to more violence.
Stay out of the way, and don't do anything stupid.
Welcome to Lim International. Providing
Dr. Chetchery, call 217.
Will you be purchasing anything today?
Call 217.
Always a pleasure, sir.
everything seems to be under control in the convention center.
And Taggart?
He's on stage now. His protection is deep. Only those with VIP passes can get by the guards.
We'll just stay here and make sure none of those hooligans try to sneak in the back door. You can't get in unless you have a pass.
Can I help you, man? No one is allowed in the meeting hall. Too many loonies out.
Third time this escalator has broken down this week.
You think they would actually work and not just sit there looking good? Damn, buddy.
Tell me about it. Now with all the damage out there, I doubt we're gonna see any increase in funding anytime soon.
Looks like the only thing escalating are those damn riots. This whole city is going to shit.
This is the end for your kind, all. This riot will force the UN to adopt regulations. The more draconian, the better, I say. You should be kept locked up.
Bill is really changing the world for the better. Or changing it back to what it used to be. To before these people started poisoning their bodies. Or to use his words, their divine engines.
See, I have no problem with amputees wanting to get augmentations.
Especially our soldiers. That's the least they deserve after defending our country. Like Taggart's patient, Ezekiel.
Right. And what happened to Ezekiel? He got himself a new limb that sent him into a spiral of despair because of the drugs. Essentially, what Bill Taggart is asking is, do we really want to have a world filled with addicts being forced to pay exorbitant amounts of money to a bunch of corporate neuropozyne pushers?
I just don't get why certain people have this loony idea that augmentations will make the world better.
Well, as you can see by what's going on out there, they have a lot of work to do to convince the world.
Hey, are you able to get in to hear Taggart's speech? I wish I could. He's my idol.
So what do you think of Bill Taggart? Do you know the story of Ezekiel?
William Taggart speaks, and isn't he a smooth talker? He doesn't want you to better yourselves. He wants to limit you. He wants the government to have jurisdiction over your body. You want to get augmented? Oh no, I'm sorry, but we're not gonna let you. You're not gonna let me? Ha! And do you know how he's gonna influence legislation? How he's going to convince you this is really what you want? With fear! He's already started! Look outside, in our streets. Who do you think whipped up that frenzy? And I don't blame them, I blame people like Taggart, people who are constantly trying to divide us by our differences, instead of uniting us by our similarities. Listen, I've been a victim of this anti-aug backlash. I was attacked simply for having been to a limb clinic. By people who were not augmented, people with an axe to grind. And do you know who saved me? An augmented man, a stranger. So you tell me where the real danger comes from. The Humanity Front is just that, a front. A front for hate-mongering and William Taggart's irrational need to keep us in the Dark Ages. I'm not here to tell you that augmentations will make the world a better place. I'm here to stand up for my right to choose. When Hugh Darrow discovered the secret of augmentation, he gave us the chance to better ourselves, to reach for limits that we couldn't even imagine before. Well, you've just heard William Taggart speak, and isn't he a smooth talker? He doesn't want you to better yourselves. He wants to limit you. He wants the government to have jurisdiction over your body. You want to get augmented? Oh no, I'm sorry, but we're not gonna let you.
I just can't subscribe to Taggart's Neanderthal opinions. It's like he thinks human development is a sin.
I can't believe there are still people out there with such backward mentalities.
This UN resolution he wants passed is persecution, plain and simple.
Agreed. He loves to claim over and over again what a peaceful organization Humanity Front is. But just look outside. In a non-direct way, he's promoting this kind of reaction.
Well, there have always been nuts like Taggart trying to stop human progress. By the end of the day, the human need to explore always wins out. He'll be a relic in no time.
I hope you're right. I'm just wondering when Hugh Darrow is going to come out of his shell and take a position. It seems like this whole resolution is on hold until he speaks up. Are you for or against human enhancement? I think everyone has the right to their opinion, but bigots like Taggart shouldn't be given a soapbox to stand on.
I don't agree with you, miss.
I'm not getting hot. It just frustrates me how some of you pro-humanists act so superior. Like you have all the answers to every ethical question ever posed.
Well, who are you to think you can just turn yourself into robots, abuse drugs, and then think you can function freely in our society?
You and that asshole Taggart? Just try to take away my freedom and see what happens. Sorry, but I need to finish this discussion. These Humanity Front nuts are a bunch of smug sons of bitches.
Cost letters posted.
Yeah. Backstage area is completely blocked off. Even the janitor can't get back there now.
What about the air vents?
You're kidding, right? Have you seen the size of those vents? You expect a contortionist or midget is going to try to assassinate Taggart?
Don't get smart.
The press conference is still going on. And you're clear to go on in.
Got a pass? Okay, you're good. Just don't stand around, please.
Watch it, sir. There are guards everywhere. Any attempt on Mr. Taggart will be met with deadly force. Don't even make any sudden moves.
Human evolution is a fantasy, but that is exactly what I am telling you. As a world...
Where's your sidekick, Taggart? 6 months ago, Sarif Industries was attacked by mercenaries whose objective was to cripple our research. But I've learned the attack was just a smokescreen. Megan Reed's team was kidnapped, and Isaiah Sandoval, your personal aide, was involved.
That is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for Mr. Jensen's intrusion, and I assure you that these accusations are without basis.
Are they?
This is Sandoval. Why are you calling me here?
There's been a change of plans. Sarif's team must not make it to the hearing.
But that's too soon. If you want me to remove the GPLs, I'll need a full operating suite. Does the facility have one?
That's your man, Taggart. Talking about removing implanted GPL devices so that the people who took Sarif scientists could cover it up.
I see what's going on here. Sarif Industries has received 2 black eyes in the last few days. The first, due to the shocking news coming out of Montreal that biotech companies are secretly participating in unethical super soldier experiments. And the second, as a result of their violent escalation of today's peaceful protest. David Sarif and his corporate bedfellows are desperate and in imminent danger of losing the regulation vote, so this man has been sent here to attack my reputation.
I'm right here, Taggart. Look at me. I admit, I wouldn't feel bad if your reputation was damaged in front of the press, since you've been doing the same to my colleagues for years, but that's not why I'm here. Sarif scientists are alive, and it's time for the truth to come out.
The truth, Mr. Jensen, is that this recording of yours proves nothing. It could have been made by anyone in the world with a grudge against Humanity Front, and you are our prime suspect.
You're right, it's not enough to get a conviction. But it's enough for a search warrant. That's all I want, Taggart. Why are you standing in the way?
I'm not. I'm trying to protect... Look, Mr. Jensen. If you play that recording for the police, at best, they'll dismiss it. At worst, they'll tell you to seek counseling. So, why are you really here? We all know you suffered a terrible tragedy in the attack on Sarif Industries. Why can't you put it behind you?
The reason I'm obsessed with the past, Taggart, is that there are still 5 people missing and their attackers haven't paid for what they did. Your refusal to help me is getting in the way of justice.
Wait! I never meant to imply that I wasn't interested in seeing justice done. As you know, I was a practicing psychologist before I devoted my life to ending the threat of augmentation. And I've seen this kind of behavior before. You're confused. You consider me your enemy, and you think the only way you can regain control is to defeat me in some way. You're wrong, I'm afraid.
Of course I want control. Every time I touch something, I wonder, just for a second, every time, if what I'm feeling is real. It's a bit like being in charge of an organization, I bet. You always know what the people at Humanity Front, your people, are doing?
In my organization? Well, most of the time, I suppose. When I founded Humanity Front, I dedicated the organization to the memory of my wife Marjorie, who died trying to help a man addicted to augmentation surgery come to terms with his illness. Marjorie refused to resort to violence. So why would any member of this group do otherwise? We are simply not those kind of people. I wish I could make you see that, but I fear you are unable to comprehend nonviolent solutions.
I know about your wife's murder, Mr. Taggart, and how it led you to start Humanity Front. I've lost someone close to me too, but I have a chance to get her back. If Sandoval is involved in Megan's abduction in any way, he dishonored your wife's memory. For her sake, and for the sake of my people, I need to know where he is.
All right, Mr. Jensen. You're right. For Marjorie's sake, I can't risk tainting the integrity of what I built in her name. I'll help you find Isaiah, and I pray that you are wrong about him. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but I'm going to have to beg your indulgence for a few moments more. If you will all please remain patient, I will return as soon as I can. Thank you. Mr. Jensen, I'll see you backstage.